Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is part 4 of my tutorial series on how to use the Precision Farming DLC. If this is what you're looking for, please stay tuned. Alright folks, today we're going to run through a harvest. So our main goal, if we go to Precision Farming, we've gone over the pH, we've gone over nitrogen, we've gone over soil types. We're going to look at soil types. We're going to look at the yield today. So we're also going to look at this screen here. We're going to go a full round on this screen. I'm thinking just for the sake of testing purposes, we have kind of gone through and we've changed stuff up here. We've got some weird nitrogen levels here. I have everything set up here to go. I think we're actually going to do it on field 11, and that way we can also include our sampling process because oops. Yeah, I need to, oh, it won't let me click on the ones that I don't own. Okay, anyhow, we're going to go here. We're going to buy field 11 because it also has a pretty good range of soil types. It doesn't have any silty clay, but it has all the other three. And it should be an expected yield potential of 107%. So now if we go back to here, we can click on this. This has zeros all across. So we're going to start by soil samples. We're going to have to drive up and sample that. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to bring you guys back in. I'm going to bring you guys back on at each point and kind of talk about a little bit about what we're doing. So I'm going to get that going, and I'll bring you guys back in just a second. All right, so as you can see, I took 11 soil samples. It cost us 1,100 if we go into precision farming. We now have that expense up here, 1,100. So going through that, obviously that's not something that's going to, we have a little bit of vehicle maintenance because we had to drive around to take the soil samples. Obviously that's not going to be something that happens every time. So we'll take a look at this final number with and without that at the very end. So the next thing we're going to do actually is seed. We're not going to worry about nitrogen, and we're not going to worry about the pH until after we seed, which I don't think it matters what order you do it in per se, as long as you get it done before it's harvested. But I could be wrong on that. Again, that's not tested. So I am going to seed next, and we're going to see, and you can see on here right now, seeds are currently 0 as far as the total cost, and fuel right now hasn't hit a number, but it shows you we are using fuel, which makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and get this seeded. If we hop out and use this guy, we're going to plant wheat, just to, I don't know, just very basic crop. So we're going to plant wheat here. This guy's going to start going forward on that, and if we go back into the menu here, we're going to start seeing some cost for seeds come up here. So yeah, and again, this is an estimated cost. We'll tell you the price in here. My guess is it's going to be $900 per 1,000 liters. Looking at lime, it was $225 per 1,000 liters, which is consistent with buying pallets from the store, base game price. I'm assuming everything else is going to be base game price. Not sure what manure and slurry are going to be. Haven't tested that. Nor are we going to use manure or slurry for actually doing fertilizer on here. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and see how this all plans out. So again, I'm going to go ahead and get this place seeded, and then I will, or did they miss a portion of it? They did. Well, we'll go back and get that seeded as well at the very end here. But anyhow, I can see it's a little bit on an angle there, so maybe not the best seeder for the job. But I'll go ahead and get this field seeded, then I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. All right, so we have officially seeded this. So now we need to work on the pH level. And as you can see in here, seeds use 1,040, 936. Just looking at that, I can tell you that that's probably going to be what I think it is. So let's go ahead and see here. 936 divided by 1.04. Excuse me. Yep, so it's $900 per 1,000 liters of seed. And I don't see herbicide on here. I do have a sprayer over here with herbicide. Oh, geez, I can't. That's right, I can't select it in here. We have a sprayer over here with herbicide good to go, but I don't think weeds really apply on here. I have weeds turned on, I believe. Yeah, so we'll see if any weeds come up. But we'll open up our help menu on this. It's on automatic, so if I get close to here, should zoom us in, and I should be able to hire a worker, and it should apply exactly what it needs throughout the field to get the appropriate values. Yep, still applying the same amount, but it's going to a higher pH value as it goes through. And if we go into our menu here, this is all starting to come up here. We have lime showing up here. So fabulous. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let that run, and then I'll bring you guys back in for the next part of it. All right, now it's time to adjust the nitrogen. So if we remember from our nitrogen chart, looking at wheat, so I don't think we have any silty clay, but loamy sands 140, 180 for sandy loam, and 200 for loam. So we'll go ahead and close that out, go over here, and take a look at the pH. pH is all good to go. Should be exactly what it is for what it needs. So That one. Yep, there we go. 6 there, 6.5 there, and then 6.75 there for the various soil types, which are loam, sandy loam, and loamy sand. So now we're going to work on the nitrogen levels, which are kind of all over the place. So having this on automatic, it should automatically apply what's needed throughout this field. So if I hire a worker, beautiful, and it's adjusting the rate as needed. So it should get it right where it needs to be for all the different types out here as it goes. Yep, now it's on loamy sand, so it's changing it a little bit. So it's increasing how much it's applying to get it up to the ideal nitrogen level. It's adding 100 kilograms now. And so on and so forth. There it goes, 140 there. So it's really throwing out the fertilizer in some of these spots to make sure it's getting the ideal one, or the ideal section. So all these should be the same color, a strip of color through here, a strip of color through here, and down through here. So if we go to here, we're now seeing that lime is in there, and we've already calculated out that's 225 per 1,000 liters that it estimates. Now, obviously, if you're getting it for cheaper, it's not going to update it in here, so you should be doing a little bit better there. And now we're putting mineral fertilizer on. So yeah, it's going about that. And if we look down here, our total costs so far have been $4,700 on this field. That's including some fuel costs, seed costs, fertilizer, lime, soil samples, AI helper cost in here, vehicle maintenance, all that stuff. So, oh, are you done? Couldn't handle it, could you? Could not handle it. All right, and that should still do it automatically for us. I'll probably actually just knock this little, we'll get them started going this way actually, and it should be fine to finish up the field. But anyhow, I will see you guys when it is time to harvest, because after this, that's all we really have left to do. So I'll see you guys later on. All right, so the time has come to harvest. So I did get weeds pop up. If we go into the main menu here, you can see there are weeds on here. So I sprayed half of them, and I left these ones. I'm going to see if they actually affect the yield at all, because we should be able to see when we're getting our yield percents pop up when we have actually harvested something here. So I'm super curious to see. I will say, oh, sorry, I don't know what that was from. I will say that when I did spray herbicide, it didn't show up in here for any cost. It showed up, I guess, with vehicle maintenance costs. That went up a little bit, and the fuel went up a little bit, but no cost for the herbicide. So this is now a little bit skewed, but anyhow, we should be able to, well, let's get you up to the field here. There we go. All right, we should be able to hire you. Beautiful. Awesome, and down there in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see on the map, we're starting to get some different yield values. Now, there's only a maximum yield for certain soil types regardless anyway, so certain ones you're not going to get as much out of. I don't know all the answers to that, but certain soil types you're not going to be able to get the best out of your yield and stuff like that. Other ones you are. So, we look in here at our soil types. We should be able to get 125% out of here. I believe it's 100% out of here, and I think it's like, God, it's less than that on the sand, or the loamy sand, and then I think silty clay is even less. So this one I believe you can get 100% though, which I don't think that's what we're getting. What are we getting? Oh, we're getting 90%. So I know that at least for this section, or this top section here, the potential can be 125%, which we're probably not going to get regardless. See what we're getting right there. We're getting 110%, which isn't bad. So yeah, and if we look into obviously this menu, our cost is starting to go down because we're starting to get some yield off of this. It's showing up as our yield right here, which is fabulous, and it's giving us kind of a base price, which we'll calculate that out and see if it's actually a price that's available right now. But I think it's got to be set to just a kind of a standardized price. So we'll take a look at that in a second. Let me get this field harvested, and then I'll bring you guys back in. All right, folks, so we finished up the harvest. So weeds again on this side, it looks like maybe it affected it there, but otherwise on that side it's all good. But then these ones, it did change a little bit. So 85 there, 90 there, so it looks like it cut it down by 5%. And this one, oops, sorry, 105% there, 110% there. So it looked like that it could matter. That's inconclusive. Down here, I guess it's like if you already suck that bad, it doesn't try to make it worse for you. But anyhow, so yeah, there's definitely a difference there. But anyhow, we can now look at this. So according to this, we are going to make $19,950 profit based on its fixed rate here for wheat. So let's see what that actually calculates out to for wheat. So let me go ahead and add this into my calculator here. We can see, divide that out here. What is that, 36? Oops, there we go. Okay, so it looks like it's giving us like a $746 per 1,000 liter price for wheat, which that may have been the top price at the time. So it looks like maybe it does adjust to this. It looks like it may not be fixed. I mean, I again, it would need much more testing to try to figure that out. So I'm not going to say it's conclusive, but if you want to now, you can clear your yield map on it. So if I wanted to clear that, I can clear that, and it's gone for good there. So and again, I can reset this and go back to that. So perfect, there you go. That's all your data on there and how that all works. But that is my final video on this for now. Again, I'm going to try to do some frequently asked question videos to try to answer some questions you guys have. So leave questions down in the comments what you guys want to have answered in some upcoming videos. So anyhow, guys, this has been Farmer Cop. I do thank you guys for coming and watching. If you haven't done already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you all for coming and watching.